While people in the ancient days had different idols made from wood and stone, the modern day man and woman has his or her idols too. They just happen to be celebrities. And many people admire, nay, worship these celebrities. They want to wear what these people wear. They want to shop where they shop, if they can afford it. And they even copy their poses. Oh, what's that thing Beyonce is doing with her eye? I think I'm going to do the same thing, take a pic, and post it in my Instagram, says somebody. Well, friends, the purpose of this video is to educate you so that you don't merely copy what others, these celebrities, are doing. So please stick around and let's get into this. You see, friends, this world is run by symbols. The satanic globalists communicate via symbols. And we are told in 1 John 5:19 that the whole world lieth in the power of the wicked one. And just as God uses people to accomplish his purposes, so does the devil. When you check out the word Illuminati on Google and you look at the definition, it says that the Illuminati are people who claim to possess spiritual enlightenment or knowledge of something. It also says it's a sect of 16th century Spanish heretics who claimed special religious enlightenment, or a Bavarian secret society founded in 1776 that is organized like the Freemasons. And though people may say that all this is a conspiracy theory, I have realized that many times when people say something is a conspiracy theory, that is exactly the time you need to do a little bit more research into that quote-unquote conspiracy theory. Now, the word Illuminati comes from the Latin word illuminatus, which means enlightened. These people are enlightened. These people have certain knowledge that the rest of the masses do not have. And historically, that name usually refers to the Bavarian Illuminati, an Enlightenment era secret society that was founded on 1st May in 1776 in Bavaria, which is today part of Germany. And it was founded by a man called Adam Weishaupt. Now these guys, this sect or cult, love their symbolism. For them, it serves as a secret means of communication between them, between the ruling bloodlines that the uninitiated cannot comprehend or even see. They love it so much, in fact, that for centuries they have intentionally hidden it in plain sight within various institutions and infrastructure. Their supposedly sacred Illuminati, occult, and satanic symbolism extends out into all facets of society, from architecture and advertising to religion and entertainment. Yet once it is seen and consciously acknowledged, the same themes conveying the same messages can always be identified. I have been looking at this over the past months, and sometimes when I watch something, be it a movie or a documentary or just a YouTube video, I can be able to see the symbolism. This man called Manly Hall, who was a Freemason, said, "Symbolism is the language of the mysteries. In fact, it is the language not only of mysticism and philosophy, but all of nature. By symbols, men have ever sought to communicate to each other those thoughts which transcend the limitations of language. In a single figure, a symbol may both reveal and conceal, for to the wise, the subject of the symbol is obvious, while to the ignorant, the figure remains inscrutable." As far as these guys are concerned, they are wise. And the rest of us, the masses, the cattle, the goyim, we're just ignorant. Now, one of those signs that I'm sure you will have identified is the one eye sign. And you've probably seen hundreds upon hundreds of instances where major artists and models, celebrities, politicians, and public figures are posing with their one eye hidden. You see this in music videos, on magazine covers, you see it on movie posters, you see it in advertisements and logos. I mean, the sheer number of these pictures is staggering. So considering these facts, the repeated occurrence of this one eye sign simply cannot be coincidence. Indeed, there seems to be a clear effort to have this sign displayed everywhere. This is a very obvious and commonly used symbol. It is usually shown simply as an eye, and sometimes it is shown as an eye within a pyramid. And you've probably seen it in the US dollar bill. Now, the same Freemason, Manly P. Hall, in his book called The Secret Destiny of America, page 174 and 181, said, "On the reverse of our nation's great seal is an unfinished pyramid to represent human society itself, imperfect and incomplete. Above floats the symbol of the esoteric orders." You need to note that word, esoteric, secret, occult. So above floats the symbol of the esoteric orders, the radiant triangle with its all-seeing eye. There is only one possible origin for these symbols, and that is the secret societies which came to this country 150 years before the Revolutionary War. There can be no question that the Great Seal was directly inspired by these orders of the human quest, and that it set forth the purpose for this nation. That's from Manly P. Hall. That symbol is a symbol of the esoteric orders. There is nothing godly about it. There is nothing Christian about that symbol. Now, this symbol is also called the Eye of Horus, or the Wajet, or the Ujat, meaning the whole one. It was a powerful symbol of protection in ancient Egypt, and so it has those pagan roots. Its history goes all the way back. Now, some also call it the Eye of Lucifer. Now, when you ask certain people, like the Freemasons, they will tell you that that eye represents the omnipresent eye of God. Oh yes, it does, but not the God you're thinking about, not the Most High God, not Yahweh. It does represent a God, but the God it references is another God. The 2 Corinthians chapter 4 verse 4, God with a small g, and that is Lucifer or Satan. When we talk about the eye represents light, because when your eyes are closed, you are in darkness. And even in the Bible, Jesus referred to the eye as the lamp of the body. And so this all-seeing eye is a very strong symbol that denotes light and knowledge, wisdom and understanding. It's just that the understanding and the wisdom and the light that comes from this all-seeing eye is not a holy light at all. Albert Mackey, who was also a Freemason, says that the all-seeing eye is an important symbol of the supreme being borrowed by the Freemasons from the nations of antiquity. The all-seeing eye is a symbol representing the watchful gaze of God. It reminds us that every thought and action is to be recorded by the grand architect of the universe, and that we are bound to our obligations in spirit as well as in blood. Oh, I'm telling you, they use such grand terms. But in all truth, the grand architect of the universe, who they like to call Gao-Tu, the grand architect of the universe is not really the Most High God. It's not Jehovah. It's not Yahweh. They would like people to believe that the grand architect is Yahweh, but it is not. In the book, The Builder, volume 7, Joseph Newton states that Freemasonry offers no doctrine as to the nature and attributes of God. The craft assumes that God is a reality, a sacred and unquestioned reality in the mind of every man, and it leaves to that man the prerogative of fashioning his own theological and philosophical theories. A man may believe in the Trinity or deny the same. He may believe in the deity of Jesus or not. He may hold that God created the universe out of nothing, or he may prefer to think that the universe is coexistent with God. Therefore, as far as they are concerned, the grand architect can be any God. You believe in Allah, that's okay. You believe that Jesus is God, oh fine. You believe in the universe as God. You believe that the force is God. Well, it's okay, they just welcome it. So the grand architect can be any God. But the Bible tells us clearly that God, Yahweh, is not the author of confusion. Satan is the author of confusion, and he transforms himself to be an angel of light, and he gives his people, such as the Illuminati, his false, unholy, and wicked light. A French man who abandoned Freemasonry and converted to Catholicism, Serge Abad Gallardo, says why he eventually left Freemasonry is because he realized it was incompatible with what the religion he had grown up with as a Catholic. And he says, we cannot think on the one hand that God was made flesh, that Christ is the Son of God and died on the cross to save us, and on the other hand consider, like Freemasons believe, that God is something abstract, an undefined force called the great architect of the universe, which is similar to a cosmic force, to a kind of naturalism. He continues, those two things are doctrinally far too different to be compatible. Some Freemasons believe in the Christian God and think it is compatible with their Masonic activity, but it is a deep theological mistake. Another issue that he had as being a Freemason is the esotericism, the rituals, and the magical processes. All these things led him to the realization that he was worshipping another God and not Yahweh. Therefore, this eye symbol is highly pagan and is not something Christians really should emulate. This eye represents another God, Lucifer, and his false light. Now this Frenchman, Abad Gallardo, continues, I became aware of it very quickly, already at the apprentice level, so soon after the initiation, in the context of a ceremony that glorified Lucifer expressly. But I was told that this was not Lucifer, but in fact, the bearer of light. They believe that Lucifer is just a bearer of light. Oh, nothing alarming about it as far as they're concerned. When the celebrities cover one of their eyes, friends, this is a sign of allegiance. And it is allegiance to Lucifer, the one who gives them fame and wealth. Remember in Matthew 4, when the devil tempted Jesus, he told Jesus, all this I will give you if you will fall down and worship me. Now these celebrities may not fall down and worship the devil, or maybe they do, but they show clearly who their allegiance is to. Allegiance is being loyal or devoted to a person. And these celebrities are loyal or devoted to Satan. Now the historical meaning behind this eye originates in ancient Egypt, based upon the pineal gland which the Egyptians dissected from the human brain and considered the third eye of enlightened human understanding. The mystic meaning is that the third eye is the ability to see what might be. Remember in Genesis 3:5, the devil told Eve, "For God doth know that in the day you eat therefore, then your eyes shall be opened, and you shall be as gods, knowing good and evil." That's where this eye comes from. It is truly the eye of Lucifer. Friends, this is a highly paganistic symbol that should not be copied. You see, Satan is working very hard to bring about his new world order, an order in which he will be worshipped as God. He has been worshipped privately as God by a small portion of the human population via their secret societies. He wants to move that worship from being done privately to being done publicly, worldwide. These Illuminati symbols were not really pushed on us a couple of years ago. But the system now is pushing these things more and more into the public arena via Hollywood. Terms like the Force, which have been used secretly by the Illuminati to refer to their god Lucifer, is now being increasingly used in movies. Please do not use that term, because Yahweh, God Most High, is not the Force. And friends, all this is to prepare you. They're preparing the masses for the worship of Lucifer. Reject their wicked advances. Refuse to be sucked into their wicked, pagan, or satanic influences by not sheepishly copying what these celebrities are doing. Make Jesus Lord and Savior of your life if you have not. He's the only answer out of the satanic mess. Develop a relationship with him. Read his word and pray regularly. I hope this video has been a blessing to you, and I hope you've learned one or two things out of this video. Friends, be blessed.